Thank you. Thank you, man. You're my boy. This is my boy.
I get in the car with my best friend. He's Hispanic, Puerto Rican. He tells me, I'm sorry, Julio, but I gotta show you something. I'm like, what you mean you gotta show me something? He showed me naked pictures of Ashley like this.
Oh. Well, I got something for you. Hold on.
I will say that's a first.
A confused 26-year-old woman appeared in court to dismantle the paternity frauds laid by her mother. She was told her mama's ex, Mr. Long, was her real, but now she wanted some DNA proof, while the mommy stood firm with her claim. Let's see how things go in this one.
Ms. Robinson, you're back in court today because you say your mother, Ms. Harms, has continued to commit paternity fraud. She's now claiming her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Long, is your biological father, but you believe she's lying.
Yes.
Ms. Harms, you say your daughter's suit has no merit, and today you will prove Mr. Long is her father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson started the testimony by saying that she never got a straight answer about her father's identity. It had been a mix of 2 or 3 guys, however. The defendant refused to be painted as a villain.
Excuse me, Your Honor, that's a lie.
So
I've always told her who her father was.
No, you haven't.
I've always, and I never kept any secrets from you.
Mom, you never told me who my father was.
My mom kept secrets.
Gave me names of who could be my father.
I've always told you from birth, sweetheart, that who your dad
you did
was.
not, Mom.
Your Honor, she refuses to believe me, as like she did with Mr. Moore previously.
Plaintiff was told to express her feelings, and she said all her life she felt like there was a missing piece, but she promised herself that her kids wouldn't go through the same thing, and taunted Ms. Harms for being promiscuous. Hearing this, the big mama couldn't stop herself from arguing.
I'm not gonna sit there and let her say that about me.
I'm
not
gonna give
cheesy
you
like that. What do you mean
say
talk
you
me
were
out of my
easy,
family?
but you let people talk. You
Don't act like you
weren't
out there doing wrong yourself.
I never did wrong.
Okay?
I needed a father. When
Okay, but can I speak?
No, you're listening now. You're on listening
When me and you
station.
didn't have a good relationship, it would have been times where I wouldn't have went in my room and said, I hate my mom.
Miss Robinson continued that she was a famous athlete in her student era. She was a big deal, but at home still. She was alone and depressed. Oh, it sounds like a celebrity story, but all the pain is real. Then the judge asked the defendant to respond to her feelings.
She acts like she's
I'm
my mom half
giving
the
you
time.
your
the
moment.
way she talks to me. Maybe she choose a better choice of words. Talking to me.
What? Because every time
Hold on, let her respond. Let her respond.
I would just
Let her
ask
respond.
you, I would just ask you who my
See what
dad
I'm saying?
is.
I can never get a word in. The fact that she sits there and lies.
What
That if
lie
I didn't
is
raise
she
her-
telling?
If I didn't raise her, she wouldn't have or be who she is today.
The mother-daughter duo was already broken, so the judge asked about their relationship, and the defendant said the plaintiff didn't let her meet the grandkids, which led to another brawl. As Big Mama said, she told her about Mr. Long, and he lived near them. But the poor girl asserted how a 10-year-old would do it all by herself, and the judge turned to Ms. Harms for the answer.
You act like you couldn't have went. I told you always knew who your dad was.
Where was I gonna
You knew
go
we were
at
in
10
Georgia.
years old?
Marietta, you knew he lived next door to the baby. I would go there and visit. I would knock on Mr. Long's door.
He would have saw
and
me
take
there.
her over there every time we went, every summer.
Miss Robinson, do you remember
knows
going to
that.
visit Mr. Long?
Never.
Mr. Long, do you remember Miss Harms bringing Miss Robinson to see you and saying this is your father?
No, ma'am.
Well, he straight away denied her claim. How much of an old brain you got, man? But then, Mr. Long said he believed about possible paternity because he had got a picture of the plaintiff from Ms. Harms, and the defendant cut him off and cried that she had sent 9 pictures of the baby. So the judge let him continue his testimony.
She sent me a picture when she was first born, a year after she
So
was
when
born.
she was first born, she sent you a picture.
Right.
So why does a woman send you a picture of a baby if she's not saying you the father?
Right, she didn't say I wasn't the father. She said I was the father, but I had doubt because, you know, she was supposed to have been sleeping with someone else.
The judge turned to Ms. Harms to reveal more, and she called him a double-faced liar for not owing up their meetups at his house. Then Mr. Long replied to the judge that he knew about the pregnancy, but he lost contact with her.
I kept it like that because my dad was like, me being young, oh, who's the dad? I'm gonna kill him. I kept it to myself.
You, as a young girl, you were taking the baby over to his house, or you were sending these pictures, but this was all in secret.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you didn't want to tell your.
Oh my God.
You didn't want to tell your
The family never
parents.
told me that
I
he
told
was
my mother.
dad, Mom.
I kept it from my dad.
This poor woman's broken feelings got more strained because there weren't any strong clues from the alleged father, and she needed answers about her paternity today at all costs. So the judge moved forward to read the results.
Mr. Long, you are her father.
I told you I'm sorry. I told you I I love you so much. Okay, go hug your dad. Okay, now you'll be a hole. You don't have a hole in your heart anymore.
A father brought his case looking for his long-lost daughter and hoped to finally be in her life. But the court found the alleged woman that could be his lost baby. Ms. Bond, on the other hand, didn't believe he was her daddy. But today's DNA results will put a stop to Mr. Jenkins' search.
Mr. Jenkins, you reached out to the court to open a case. You believe that you have a long-lost daughter and hope to one day find her to prove you are her father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we've located the woman you believe is your daughter, and she's here in court today. But she does not believe you are her father. So Ron, can you please escort Ms. Bond into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant replied that she never heard of Mr. Jenkins in all her life, and none of the family members ever mentioned him, and he wasn't on the birth certificate. Okay, it started very rough here. Further, she explained her denial in court.
Never heard of him. No one has ever spoken of him. I've never seen any pictures. My mother never even spoke of him, brought him up in no conversations whatsoever.
So this is your birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
And under father's legal name, nothing is recorded. But you were raised by a man that you believe, you were told was your biological father.
Yes, he died in a car accident in 1999 with my mother, and I believe that that was my father.
After Ms. Bond's testimony, the defendant explained that he had been on his search for 24 years and revealed that her mother was sexy as hell, and they were very happy with each other and talked about her pregnancy time.
Miss Bond looked just like her. She ended up getting pregnant while we was living together.
Okay.
So during the times when we was living together, I was going to the doctor with her. I'd like to submit this here to the court, Your Honor.
Yes. Ron, can you hand me that evidence, please?
It's an ultrasound picture that I used to go to the hospital with her.
You did. So when you found out she was pregnant,
I was excited.
Judge asked defendant about her bringing up and replied that her maternal relative raised her, and the plaintiff admitted he knew someone was there for the baby. Things went smoothly till the judge asked about the poor girl's experiences being an orphan, and she broke down all her traumas and loneliness.
I felt alone. You know, I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anyone. I lost my mother.
Take your time.
And my father, and I didn't have anybody. And I struggle, and I'm still struggling. I'm homeless. I'm trying to get my children. Cry myself to sleep every night because I don't have anyone.
Plaintiff said he tried to meet her, but every time doors were slammed at him and he showed the numbers he left for contact, but still no one helped him. While Ms. Bond said she never heard anything from him. He seems truthful by the pain in his words.
Outside people putting stuff in her head, turning her against me. The more I was trying to do things, we was both going to school.
I'm sorry, I still don't believe that's the reason to break up with someone, letting outside people get into your relationship. If you really loved her, you would have stayed, regardless of whatever was going on.
I did everything that I possibly could do. Matter of fact, she wanted to get married. She had asked my mother to marry me.
Judge asked him about the childbirth incident, and he said that he visited the baby later with his mother after 2 weeks. Then the defendant was asked about the birth picture, and she denied seeing it.
I lost contact, like I told you, after people got in her head, took her away from me. I went by there and left my phone number, and Xavier called me. And when she called me, I was excited. I was like, wow. Here I can get my girl. I can get my girl. I can see my baby now. I was just excited. And then I said, well, where are you?
You should have saw me regardless of whether or not she was in another relationship.
Judge had taken all the possible answers from both of them. Every argument of the plaintiff was a missing piece of the puzzle, but it was time to reveal the truth to the innocent girl and the stressed father with the DNA results.
Mr. Jenkins, you are her father.
24 years of doing footwork, and it paid off.
Yes,
Thank you, God. I love you. Paid off.
18 years of stress and pain brought this man to court to prove his ex the paternity of his young boy, Mr. McDonald, while Ms. Gooley not only denied it, but also admitted that she cheated on him during their relationship. The worst part of this story is that they both lost custody of their boy when he was just 1 year old.
Mr. Brooks, you summoned your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Gooley, to paternity court to prove that you are the father of her 18-year-old son, Mr. McDonald.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gooley, you admit you cheated on Mr. Brooks all those years ago and are here today to prove to Mr. Brooks that he is not the father of your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff started the testimony. He thoroughly shared all the moments he experienced on the baby's birth and was sure he was the father because he was present there all the time. Then the judge asked Ms. Gooley about their relationship.
During the pregnancy, did you ever tell Mr. Brooks that he may not be
No,
the
ma'am.
biological father?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
You allowed him to believe that he was Mr. McDonald's biological father the entire pregnancy?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. I
Why is that?
Because he wants to be there for my child, but he knew that there was another man that was at my house all the time.
Defendant continued talking about the other man and said she believed that he was the real father, and also admitted that she wasn't faithful to Mr. Brooks at that time. Judge asked Daddy about the possible doubts, but he denied saying this.
One of the greatest days of my life when she told me she was pregnant. I just wanted to be a great father. And I got pictures.
Let me see those pictures, please, sir. Jerome,
I've been having these pictures with me for 17 years. She don't have none. Matter of fact, I got about 60 pictures, and she's not in none of them.
These are pictures you've carried for 17 years,
Yes.
believing that you are Mr. McDonald's biological father.
Judge asked him how he lost the baby, and he told that Ms. Gooley called him to get the kids out of the house, and he did, but soon 3 police cars and DFCS pulled up. Ooh, I didn't see this coming. The incident got more serious when the defendant cut him off and revealed another twist in the story.
They told me they come to get the kids. You're not getting my kids.
They came and got the kids in the first place because Mr. Brooks is the one that called defects on me because he wanted to take my kids.
That's my family.
He
One break my own family up
take my
for.
kids away from me. That's why
That's a lie.
defects was called. I know this for a fact
Renee.
because the lawyer that was representing my case told me.
Hey. Following their drug story, the plaintiff quickly blamed her, but the judge commented that still one of them should have been there for the kid. Yeah, she is right. Where was the other parent? Upon this, defendant jumped up and said,
Mr. Brooks, something had to be going on, because if in fact Miss Gooley was struggling at that time with drugs and the children could not be with her, if the child's biological father was present and able to take care of him,
He would not legitimize my child because, see, that's why I don't think he's the father. If he was the father, my mother was willing to pay for him to legitimize my son.
Then the judge asked him of the moments when he last saw his baby, and he said that 2 officers grabbed him away from the kid but didn't arrest him. Then the judge turned to the defendant and asked her about the time of revealing the other possibility, and she told this.
As soon as that baby came out my stomach, I looked at Fred, and the first thing out my mouth was, "Is he yours?"
You a lie.
In the hospital?
Before they even cut the cord.
You didn't say nothing.
Wait a minute. So when they pulled the baby, you looked at him and said, "Is he yours?"
Yes, I did.
You said that because what? You wanted him to look at the baby and see if he thought it looked like him?
Yes.
After this, Mr. McDonald was brought in, and the judge asked him some questions, and he said that he believed Mr. Brooks was his father. He also revealed that another man reached out to him and claimed his paternity. Upon this, judge again asked the defendant of her denial, and she gave this reason.
We were together for so long, and I never got pregnant before. I don't
God
understand.
said one time.
You know, and he's up here like he wants to be this great father and everything. He ain't done nothing for Demarion since Demarion's been back in our life. He ain't done nothing. He acted sitting up here like trying to fake the funk and stuff.
The young boy was sitting in the court with the hope to find his real father today. All 3 lives were hanging on a thread for so long, but it was time to read the results to settle things once and for all.
Mr. Brooks, you are his father.
All right. It's my boy.
Young and stupid love life always haunts you back with your mistakes. In this case, Ms. Salvo wanted to prove the paternity of her daughter and wanted Mr. Gonzalez to be in the baby's life. On the other hand, he not only denied it, but believed that the plaintiff was very promiscuous and claimed that she slept with his best friend.
Ms. Salvo, you claim that around the time you conceived your 1-year-old daughter, Amaya, you carried on a sexual relationship with the defendant, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Today you say you desperately want to prove Mr. Gonzalez is her biological father because it will break your heart if she has to grow up without a dad.
Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff said he refused to take care of their daughter and claimed that she only slept with Mr. Gonzalez once and shared her interest in Black and Hispanic men. It was bold to reveal. Then the judge asked the defendant about their relationship.
So tell me about the nature of this relationship.
All right, I started off with her mom knew my mom. I knew Ashley. So we will go over, we'll drink, we'll watch movies and stuff. One thing led to another. We started kissing, we started touching on each other. We went to the room, we had sex, I was
Did
thirsty.
you use protection?
No, ma'am.
Ooh, that's a wild moment, but in your mom's house. After his statement, the plaintiff claimed that he lied about the number and admitted that she also was sleeping with her ex-boyfriend around the same time. Baby mama also shared that her daughter didn't resemble the ex, but with the defendant, and she proved it.
Mr. Gonzalez has a dimple.
Yes.
And here, Amaya, I see that one dimple. She's so cute. She's adorable.
Thank you.
So you believe this is the reason why she's ultimately his biological child?
If I had a picture of my current ex-boyfriend's kids, they have no type of resemblance. She looks nothing.
If the possibility had got cleared, then why was Mr. Gonzalez still in doubt? Well, it was just one fragment of the case, but the judge asked the defendant more about the doubts, and he didn't stop but had something else to entertain us.
My doubts is, I took my best friend over there to her house. 5 days later, I get in the car with my best friend. He's Hispanic, Puerto Rican. He tells me, I'm sorry, Julio, but I gotta show you something. I'm like, what you mean you gotta show me something? He showed me naked pictures of Ashley like this.
Your best friend had naked pictures of Miss Salva.
He's lying. Because one, I don't even send naked pictures.
It's freaky embarrassing to find this out from your friend. Hearing the story, the plaintiff quickly denied it and called him delusional. Judge again asked about his doubts, and he shared the sneaky actions of Ms. Salvo.
One night I was over there, and I got my hair done and everything, and she went out to the mall to, I don't know, supposedly go do something at the mall. She took hours and hours, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna sit here and keep waiting, you know, for somebody. I started walking home. She calls me and she asked me why I left, because I felt like I was getting played. The guy, he told me that he dropped her off in the motorcycle at the mall. And that's when I got up and left.
Then the plaintiff defended herself, saying she didn't want to ruin her friendship with him, and shared that her ex had helped her financially during pregnancy. Ms. Salvo further said she acted dumb at that age, and the defendant brought another doubted moment.
One night, and this is another doubt I got in my head. We're all hanging out next to my mama's house. We're eating, partying, having fun. This Mexican guy keep looking mad at me, like he want to fight me or something. I asked, Ashley, why that guy so mad at me? Why he looked like he want to fight me? Oh, because he wanted to be the baby daddy, but I tell him you're the baby daddy.
It feels like she is not lying about that psycho. What do you think? After this, the judge asked the plaintiff about raising the kid, and she shared that her fiance had been helping her, and the defendant cut her off and bragged about his responsibilities.
When that baby was born, got her formula, diapers, baby carrier, crate, everything.
Excuse me.
A crate?
Excuse me.
A baby where the baby sleeps.
Ooh, that's a bold-faced lie. First off, he has not came out of his pocket not one single time. Oh, let me take that back. He bought 2 itty-bitty toothbrushes and some toothpaste for my daughter. That's it.
Didn't need to know much after crib or cradle confusion, but still, she exposed him there. After the plaintiff's statement, the judge brought in her fiance, the real dad here, to ask him about the baby's duties.
I want Amaya to be my daughter.
You do?
Yeah, I don't want her. It's not her fault she's here in this world. She's an innocent little girl. The baby used to come to my house. She used to eat in my house. My mom used to get her stuff, everything. I swear, my mom's not here, my mom passed away, but my mom was here, she'll tell you. My mom will feed her, my mom will get her everything. One day, because my mom didn't want to pay her phone bill, she started talking junk to my mom.
After lots of freaky and accusing statements, the judge was ready to call for results to reveal the paternity of the innocent baby. Moreover, she was relieved that both men on the podium will give their love to the baby, so the DNA test was read.
Mr. Gonzalez, you are not the father.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Can I still come around and see Amaya and help her out if I can? Because for a year and 4 or 5 months, she's been my daughter and she's still gonna be my daughter.
A disturbing marriage along with paternity doubts appeared in the court to find the identity of their son. Plaintiff shared that his wife admitted another possibility after 3 years of their baby's birth, and the defendant claimed that Mr. Pickett had also cheated with 8 women before.
Mr. Pickett, you claimed that when your son turned 3, that you may not be his biological father. Now, Ms. Pickett, you claim that you are not the only one to blame. You say Mr. Pickett has cheated on you with at least 8 women you know of.
Plaintiff said that after his vacation, he kept seeing the same guy around his wife's place a couple of times. Then she told him about the pregnancy. Upon confronting him, she denied it. Next, he talked about his other trip in detail.
Now, this extended vacation wound me up, ironically, with a friend of mine who was at my house before I had got out of the extended vacation the last time. In the back of my mind, I wish I could blow this little thought out.
So you're back together?
We back, it's cool. Swimming pools on the side of the house, everything's good. She denies. I ask her, she denies.
What do you ask her?
I'm asking her, is these my kids? Is this my son?
Then the plaintiff explained that he wanted to play his daddy duties, but suspicions stopped him, and the defendant agreed that she did him wrong by cheating, and Mr. Pickett cut her off, saying that his son's early birth created doubt.
I took all the blame. They said, if you're a real man, you will take the blame of your family being in any kind of disaster. Called on that phone. And mind you, when you're on that phone, everything, you just wait, be quiet, because you're on the phone. Hello, what y'all doing at the house? Who is that in the background? That's what you do on those extended vacations, because you don't know what's going on.
So the wife admitted her mistake, but he still didn't believe her. But this lunatic man has all the talent in himself to tell his story. Then the plaintiff set the stage to explain how things went when she confronted him about her cheating.
After all this time, this is my
That's how you did it?
I did just like this. And I was in short pants, because we were supposed to go swimming, and I just lost the whole swimming mode. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Whoa. And then that was like his son, his father, his son. Because when I'm old and I need him, he'll be there for me. You know what I mean? I had him doing that. Everything, baseball, I had him doing all that stuff.
Then the plaintiff continued expressing his love for his son, and the judge asked Mrs. Pickett's feelings, and she shared her regretful thoughts, but he cut her off, saying that they still got back together. For further details about their case, the judge asked the defendant's witness to speak.
First of all, Brandon never forgave her for anything she's done. He loves his kids dearly. He wants to be with them all the time. He has them now, but he's never forgiven her. He's never given her a chance for anything. Like, she can't work, she can't social with people, she can't do nothing.
You saying he's controlling?
He's very controlling. He's very intimidating to her. That's why she's standing here quiet now. She can't come enjoy time with me. She can't be at my mom. She can't be nowhere without him wanting to know exactly what's going on.
A man obsessed with kids this much would surely be controlling. After the defendant shared the fear that he also doubted the baby she was carrying in her belly, the judge took over it and asked the plaintiff's comments on this one.
When I told you we had the swimming pool, we had the cars, we was working, I was there. Your Honor, I was there. There is a possibility. There's always a possibility for doubt, and there's always a possibility for it being for real. I laid down with this woman. I did. Passionate or however you want, I did all of that. Everything.
But you do that with a lot of women. You do that, you bring all this in her face all the time.
Then the judge asked about her hopes, and she shared that she wanted a divorce and was tired of the doubts in the relationship. She made the right decision for her life. But the judge asked about his thoughts, and he again started his melodrama.
I love my wife. I love this woman. I've done wrong. I really love her though. Like, it's dudes that be like, I love you, I love you. I know I cheated. I really love her, like rings and everything. Oh, we don't got no money? Oh, then I'm gonna go to work today. I apologize that we don't have no money.
Imagine that she also has thoughts in the back of her mind.
She got more than me.
She got vision.
So my thing is this, how much trust and how much can you just say, forget it?
After listening to both of them, the judge knew that there was still some hope to save this marriage even after all those doubts. What do you think about their future after the DNA outcome? Let's see the results.
Mr. Pickett, you are father.
Oh yeah. Well, I got something for you. Hold on.
Now you were about to get tackled by Jerome.
I seen it.
You
Don't beat me
let
up. Don't
somebody
beat me
know
up.
you need to do a flip.